Great to see and hear, and I'll be seeing your comments in the chat. Welcome to If We've Ever Needed to Reduce Stress, we sure do need it now. Uh, as you see, I have this picture here. Some might say, well, this doesn't look stressful. And I thought, why would I put a stressful picture here when we're trying to reduce stress? This is myself, my dad, and my sister. And we participated in a daddy-daughter or daddy and child photo op. And right there, that's a time when I don't feel stressed. My stress was definitely reduced, and it was just a great time to take pictures with my dad. If you had to know my dad, he's not one of those guys that run around and take pictures. He's from the country, has a garden, and he just likes the simple things of life. And taking pictures and posing is not on his list. So this day was special to me, and I was not stressed. Actually, I was just stress-free. And as you can see, we were looking in the sky, and I just a great picture. And I just wanted to use that. This is how we want to feel when you go outside and it's a great day. So that's why I've chosen this picture right here. And my dad just turned 85 in August. So we were just happy and blessed to be able to take a picture with him and celebrate his life. My name is Belinda Lindsay, and I teach in the sociology program. I want to start right here and give a little commercial that we're doing the mind and body skills workshop. And I attended a training in February and in March. The workshop was paid for by a grant that was funded by Maryland for Allegheny College. It was to help with tackling the opiate crisis, as you can see here. But we did not do training per se just for opiate counseling, but they used the mind and body skills. And that's I had the opportunity to go there. And let me tell you, it was right on time. We went in February, we came back safe. There was no problem. But when we went in March, matter of fact, we left on a Wednesday. I started getting texts on my phone. Are y'all okay? Are y'all coming back? We didn't know what was going on because we were in the mountains. Has anyone ever been to Cumberland or know where Allegheny County is or anybody know anything about Cumberland, Maryland?
Yes.
So you've been, you know the area, and the Wi-Fi was not the best. Matter of fact, the lights go out early. They cut the lights out early. So we didn't get our messages. They were delayed. And I was wondering, what is going on at home? Well, we found out that the schools were closing. You all were closing. Catherine tried to find us. She caught me. Are you already in session? So because it already started, they allowed us to finish. And I am glad that we were able to finish the workshop, because once we finished, and I say we were up on the mountain and had to come back down to the valley.
The next one, I'm bowling.
It was perfect timing for us to get this training for such a time as this. So I wanted to bring back the skills that I learned there for the training. We haven't had the opportunity to run groups yet because of the COVID pandemic, but we will begin to start some virtually. But I said, let me take this time to share with my colleagues some techniques that I picked up on how to release some stress and how to just deal with everything that's going on. Because you can't control always what's going on, but what I can do is control how I respond to it. Right here, earlier, if you were on earlier, you heard, I believe her name was Cheryl, Cheryl Merleby from Kaiser, the representative. She did a breathing exercise with us, and she spoke about her teaching from James Gordon. And that's who taught us. He is the founder and director of the Center for Mind and Body Medicine. So he was there and he taught us also. So I thought that was just amazing that we both had the opportunity to come under the same person. And if you ever, he offers free workshops and he's doing a lot virtually. I will try to share them. If you ever be able to participate, it's amazing and awesome experience. These are the goals for the workshop. I mean, I don't want to stress you out, but I just want to throw them out there. We want to understand what mind and body medicine is, talk about stress, not too much because we want to be stress-free. Talk about how we can relax from being stressed, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, and just how to take care of ourselves. And how after we leave here, we can take these techniques and use them because we're going to need them. Matter of fact, you may need them tomorrow when you go back to class. When you check your email, you may just be using some breathing techniques. I want to ask the question. Here we have a picture. Is your mind full or are you mindful? You know, there's a difference. We're walking around, we have so much on our mind. Even right now, you're sitting there participating. I thank everybody that took the opportunity or took the time to come in and share and listen. But what's on your mind right now? Are you thinking about what you need to cook for dinner? Are you thinking about, I need to grade some grades? Are you grading right now? Are you thinking about, I have to run to the store? What exactly are you thinking about? And when our mind is so full, we don't have the time to be mindful. And being mindful is just being aware of what's going on around us, bringing awareness to us and just stopping to be in the here and now. I used to wonder, what is the here and now? I don't know. How many remember Luther Vandross? I know it's some Luther Vandross fans out there. I know somebody might be too young and never heard of Luther, but Luther had a song called Here and Now. And that came to me as I was thinking today. And when he talked about it, he emphasized on that here and now. I promise to do this here and now. He didn't say, oh, I'm gonna go back yesterday and pick it up, or I'll do it tomorrow. He talked about right here and now. And in order to do something in the here and now, you definitely have to be mindful. You can't have all this on your mind, focusing on all of these other things that you want to do if you're going to try to do something in the here and now. So I want us to just try to open our minds so that we can be mindful and join Luther and be right with the here and now. These are some of the different types of techniques that we went over, and there are many techniques that we learned. But today I'm just going to focus on a meditation and a movement exercise. But as you can see, there are different types. And if I have the opportunity to run a group, I definitely would share it with you. And we went over a majority of these techniques right here. Has anybody else ever experienced any mind and body techniques, or do they actually do any mindfulness on their own? Okay. And you can, open up, unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat. I'm not able to see my chat right now. So.
Not really. Really, you know, the times and the whirlwind always seems to have us enveloped in our current situation. And I guess I'm right with the long line of making excuses of why I don't have the time to take care of myself.
Right. And you're right. We hear it. We take the train, just like I took the training and I'm ready. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we definitely have to bring this back because again, we went from 250 or more in our class. When we came back, we were at 179. And that's the reason we were able to complete the training, because if not, it would have been cut down, because all of a sudden in just one day, the world changed. Our world changed, that we could not touch. We social distance there, and we were under the 250. And when we came home, it went from 250 to 50. And by the time I got home, it was 10 people. You could only gather around 10 people. That means I couldn't even go to my mother's with my children, my sister, her children, and everybody. We were like always 4 over and counting who's here, hide the car, we didn't even go over there that often. But yes, so we went from how many people could, a big gathering, to 250 to 50. I think it's about time, Lane, am I saying your name correctly, Lane? I think it's about time that we make time for ourselves, because if we don't, we're not gonna be able to help anyone else, and they can't help us if we don't even know what exactly that we need. Who can benefit from this? Everyone. Taking care of ourselves, everyone needs to benefit from that. Our employees, and we definitely do. I don't know about you, when we first came home in March, it was a little challenging to teach remotely, and they weren't on the screen, they were on the screen, and it was challenging for both, but it was something that we had to do, and we had to adjust to it. So that definitely might have become stressful, depending on how far you were in your class. If you passed out information early, it was hard for everybody. So this is definitely important for all of us. It can be used in the outreach for the community. I'm dealing with children trying to learn virtually. That is so hard. How many of you out there have your children at home and they're trying to learn virtually? They're trying to go on this screen and go from Google here and Google there. I see you, Catherine. Yes. I had my little grandson, and she said, now go to your room. And I was like, what room she talking about? And he said, BB, I can't do it. And I was like, oh, I know I can't do it. And I can't even run the iPad that you're on. You know, I'm an Android Surface person. I said, well, push a button. And we were pushing buttons, and we finally found the room. But I say that to say, it's hard for everyone right now. And guess what? You can use these techniques with your children. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to move on because I definitely want you to get to the techniques. What's her Cheryl? She had us do a breathing exercise. So we're just going to do one, a short one right now. We always open with meditation, breathing meditation to just clear our minds so that we can become mindful. So we can get whatever is filling up our minds out of our minds. So wherever you are, I ask you just to, I'm going to take my seat. And I'm just going to ask you to just sit with your feet on the ground and put your hands on your laps. And we're just going to begin to breathe in through our nose. She already explained to you what was going on. And I want you to just breathe out. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. And if you're comfortable, just close your eyes. And many of you already have your screens off. And don't worry. If thoughts come in your mind, things coming your way, you don't have to try to push them out. You just keep focusing on breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe in, I want you to think soft. And when you breathe out, think belly. Breathing in, thinking soft. And breathing out, belly. We'll do this a few more times. Soft and belly. Do this one more time. Breathing in soft. When you come out, belly. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and join us back in the room. I tell you, I almost had a little trouble breathing because my neighbor's out there on the grill cooking, and I was breathing in steak and cheese. I had to, and I'm telling you to, you know, keep it together and as things come through your mind, but it was hard, y'all. I was going, I smell hamburger. So I hope you want to share after this because, I mean, really, anything might happen when we're teaching virtually at home. So I just wanted you to know where I was in case you were watching me. He's cooking out there. Who cooks in the middle of the day? But hey, we can do this when we're working at home. And this soft belly breathing exercise, you can do this in the morning. You can do it in the evenings. Do it before you go to bed. Do it before you check your emails. I know if you've been off for the weekends and we have to check those emails on Monday, I have to go. But that's not practicing breathing. I'm just going, like she said, we're just breathing out. But before you check those emails and get an attitude, just try it. Okay, I'm ready to check my emails. And you know what? Even if something there looks crazy, you feel better because you're already prepared for this. You have your mind ready for this. You are ready for such a time as this. I want you to tell me, what did you notice? Somebody just shared with me. What did you notice during this breathing exercise or the one this morning?
Can anyone answer?
Yes, anyone. Yes,
My head feels a lot more clear. I feel like I'm able to focus a little bit better. At least that's me.
Okay, good. Anyone else?
Yeah, just felt like everything slowed down. Just kind of relaxed. Put kind of all the stressful thoughts disappeared for that moment in time. Felt like I was stoned, but I wasn't. No.
Yeah, I think I might be breathing wrong then.
See, you might have been breathing something else like I was over here breathing steak. I don't know what your neighbors out there doing, but yes, I understand.
Yeah, that feeling of just relaxation. No, one time actually, it's true. I was in Boulder, Colorado a few years ago after they legalized marijuana, and so I bought some at a local store, and I bought some of those hard candies, and it's like, it's like a little small thing, and I just had one of them, and they said wait about an hour and a half after the effects to see how it goes, and we were just with my brother and my mom. We were sitting at the shopping center outside looking at the Flatirons, so like the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, and you could see the large Rocky Mountains in the background, and it was right before sunset, and I was just totally relaxed. And that's kind of how I felt when I did that breathing exercise for that.
Okay, and it didn't cost you a cent.
That's right.
It
I didn't
didn't
have
cost
to
you
worry
a cent.
about the after effects.
Right. And you have to get tested at work, you'll be good.
That's right.
So you just do some breathing right now for right
That's
now.
right. That's right.
It's just great. And we recommend that we do it for 5 to 8 minutes. I didn't, for time's sake, I'm trying to make sure we get through the techniques. But yes, definitely and Lane, I'm just like you. I'm rushing. I say, I need to stop. And it's so funny. On my way to church, I live streamed with social distance, but I was dropping my grandson off and he heard me. I'm just got to stop rushing. He said, BB, and he's 4 guys, but I think he's 44. He said, BB, you just need to slow down and don't rush, because then you'll be calm. And I wanted to turn around and say, who's that back there? How old is he? But it's so true. You just have to take time, find the time during the day just to breathe, wherever it might be.
Well, Belinda, if I can say, when I did do that breathing exercise that you suggested, then I think I became fully aware of all the chaos around me. So those who were quiet homes, God bless you. But I got a 9-year-old around, and he's running around the walls like a speed racer with all of this energy compacted into staying in front of a computer all day. And then when he does get these breaks, even though I'm here,
right,
I have to give him the attention that he needs as well. So we always, as parents, try to put ourselves last for the sake of our children. It's just the nature of the beast. I
understand. And that means you're going to have to find a place to breathe, whether that means walk around the corner, go outside to the car, sit in the car. I'm not kidding you. One of my neighbors, he goes sit in his truck. I don't know if he's trying to get away from his wife or what. I mean, the beast running around. So, and he would just sit in his truck and listen to music. So you may just have to, until we get back where we can, in our own spaces, get back there and, go outside early in the morning, late at night, and just, but this is my time to breathe, because you owe it to yourself to take care of yourself. And
thank you so much, Miss Belinda. As many times as we might be aware of some of these techniques, I appreciate someone like you being willing to teach us the intricacies and also to remind us for as many times, as many days as we need to do it. It works each time. So a lot of our external stressors are different and may occur more frequently, but for as often as you need to take that moment, it helps each time you do it.
You're welcome. Jeff, we have to take time for ourselves. We are important. And like you said, we have our kids at home, but if we're not able to function and we allow ourselves to get so stressed out, and we're getting ready to show some things next, we won't be here for them, and we definitely want to be here for them.
And I like to say, this is Kanika Bolden. I like to say kudos to all you that are doing this virtual thing with these kids, because I had a niece that went out of town and I had her son for 2 days. I didn't think I put on my hair out. So kudos to you all and many blessings.
You're right, because I only have my grandson maybe one day every other week, or in the month. He's normally with his parents, and then if my son has to do something, and he comes over on a Friday. So it's not a day that I have to teach. I'm getting better at finding the Google rooms, but still, and again, I applaud the teachers, because just listen to her trying to teach the kids. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So when she has mute yourself. I know one time I heard they were drawing something, and she asked, "Is that your dad? Is your dad drawing the picture for you?" I thought I was going to crack up. So it's a lot with the parents trying to teach but not trying to do the work. And this definitely should be a good session for just parents teaching virtually. So we're gonna move on about the stress and the autonomic, the nervous system. How many understand about this system? I have any health? I can't really see. It's not like, because I'm sharing the screen, so I can only see 4 people at a time. And when we talk about the autonomic nervous system, there are 2 parts. There are actually 3 parts, but you mainly hear about 2, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. And I'm not here to teach all that. We're just here to understand what our body does. And as you can see here in the red and the blue, what you can see right here, the parasympathetic helps us to relax, more like the breathing, the slow breathing, what we were doing, decreases our heart rate. Somebody get ready to share something? Okay. Decreases our blood pressure. So those of us on those, I'm not gonna say us, I'm not on blood pressure medicine, but those that are on blood pressure medicine, those that should be on blood pressure medicine but won't take your blood pressure medicine, we want to stay in this relaxed state so that, you know, we don't get stressed out, because you increase blood pressure leads to what? Before I started working here, I was in dialysis for 10 years as a social worker. I am a licensed social worker, and you just don't want to end up there if you are, but if you end up on dialysis, you can make it, and you know, that's encouraging too. But if you can avoid it, you want to avoid everything here in the red. You want to make sure that, you know, your blood pressure stays down, your heart rate stays down, that we're breathing correctly. Also, when we talk about this system, we talked about the fight and the flight response, and that happens from the sympathetic. When anybody rode a roller coaster lately or used to ride roller coasters? Where my roller coaster riders at? Oh, I see you. So what's up? I used to ride, and then something happened. I don't know what. I guess I got the flight part, because I would stand in line for the front car. Then all of a sudden something happened. I decided to relax over here, and I no longer forget the front car. I don't get in line for the roller coaster at all. So this right here just gives you a little idea about the fight flight response. What happens? What I wanted to tell you, the different things that the system does. It helps control our respiratory system, our sexual system, our pupils, how they dilate, urination response, everything. And we want all those functions to function well. I don't know about you, but I want all of those functions to be functioning well. We're home now. We've been home since what, March? We need all of those functions to be functioning well. And we can't do it if we're stressed. You can't do that. So we have to take care of ourselves. So right here, I have a picture of one of my grandsons. And so sometimes we choose to go into the fight response. That's him. He started karate yesterday. So he really isn't fighting, but I just use that for a picture. And we feel like we just have to fight. We got to be right all the time. Angry, verbal, threatening behavior, just survive. You know anybody like this? Anybody know somebody like this? Or are we like this all the time or some of the time? It's tensing. Just talking about it tensed me up in my chest. And it's not always a good feeling. You talk to somebody, how you doing? What's it to you? You know, so we have to try to just stay away from that fight response. But along with the fight response, what's the next one? The flee response. We're fleeing for safety, avoidance. We want to isolate, we retreat, we hide. And that's still all a part of that. Even though we think we're fleeing, you might think that you're being calm, but no, you're hiding, but your heart rate is still up because what? You're worried, you're stressed. And it's still not good, because I find myself here sometimes. Things go on in your life. I'm recent widow for 2 years, and even though I say 2 years, you know, for almost 2 of those years, I kind of fled. I just, you know, I had good colleagues at the college, I had friends, but still, I would isolate, and I found myself not doing it. And then when you start getting phone calls and letters, it kind of wakes you up. It kind of wakes you up. So we have to find a way to deal where we don't flee or we don't fight. This is my other grandson. He's fleeing because you can see that little part right there. I'm getting ready to show you why he was fleeing. He was caught in action. My daughter-in-law was looking for him and she couldn't find him and saw him downstairs. This is why he was fleeing. He had found 2 Easter egg bunnies and he was hiding. He knew enough to hide and flee under the blanket. I know they didn't let him eat all of that, but that's what he was doing. And just to stop right here and just let you know, remind us what prolonged stress can do to us. It can just, some of this is genetic and we can't help it, but stress can definitely, advance this if we don't already have it. Depression, early death, heart disease, cancer. The last thing you want to do, when diagnosed with cancer is feel stressed. We have to find a way to relax. And I can share, my husband had passive cancer. He had prostate cancer, and it was already metastasized when we found out. But guess what? He decided he wanted to live. I asked him, I said, as a social worker, you can do what you want. You want to live, I'm gonna help you live. If you don't, I'm gonna be here for you. And he chose to live, and I was his warden. And he lived 3 years. And I mean, if you watched on Facebook, you saw how he lived. We went to Florida, and I tried to make his life as stress-free. In the end, sometimes I was a little stressed, but I learned to take care of myself, my family, my friends. They stepped in because what I did know, being stressed was going to keep his levels up. And it was just amazing. The doctors were shocked as to how long he did live with it being so bad. And some people might say, well, 3 years is a short time. Those were that was a great 3 years. That's all I can say. And it gave us the opportunity to talk. Some people don't even have that opportunity. You're diagnosed and then you're gone within a month. So I counted that as a blessing, and we chose to live those 3 years, how many other years we were going to have. And we didn't have any stress coming around. I had to limit watching the Redskins because it was just, again, we wanted to, oops, Washington. I apologize. I know we're being recorded. But I had to limit, watching the football games because it got him really upset and he'd be hollering and everything. I said, look, if you want to continue to watch football, you're going to have to be calm because doctor said you got to be calm. And he would have enjoyed this past Sunday. So I'm pretty sure he was up there hollering. And this just talks about 75 to 90% visits that we go to the doctor are stress related. So I don't know if anybody is stressed right now. We're not going to write it in the chat because we're not even going to claim that stress. But whatever it is, by the time we finish with the next episode that we're going to do, I don't want you to be stressed. It's going to be gone. And just briefly, I want to throw this in here again because some things I just wanted to hit before we go into another exercise. Healing from trauma. As we know, traumatic experiences can affect us emotionally and just affect our health, our mind. We can be depression, everything. I don't know about you, but when I found out that he had cancer, we went to the emergency room for his back. He had a backache, and we were both in our 50s, so I felt like we're just getting old, and that's what happens. You get old, your back hurt. We're going to the emergency room, and when they came out, I happened to have the MRI that we were supposed to get looked at. They came in and just hollered, we do see something wrong with his back. And she pointed, he has a lot going on here with his back. However, he has cancer all in his body. And that's how they put it to me. All in his body. And I thought, really? Who can I call to say this? I can't. And I just, went into, I didn't know anything about breathing in, but I was definitely breathing. And I fought, I was an advocate and made sure that he stayed there till they found out what we needed to do. But dealing with trauma and things like that can affect you emotionally. And if you don't have any tools to handle that, it may be hard. I already had some tools of my own. I pray. So I had that. I called people that I thought could help me right then. But I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to experience this training to advance my tools, expand them so that I can share with some others. Now, when we talk about meditation, there are 3 different types that we want to talk about. And I want you to remember this. Everybody, somebody might say, oh, I don't do meditation because of when I don't have time, or I'm not religious. Meditation isn't about religion. It's about just taking the time. Again, everything is about taking the time to bring about awareness of your here and now. And that's all meditation is, taking care of you. It comes from the root word Sanskrit that means to take care of, or to take measure of. And there are 3 types of main meditations. One is concentrative, which we did earlier, which is the soft belly. We're going to experience the shaking. And then there's mindfulness, one where you're kind of observing, and that would be walking, but we're not going to experience that one today. But if I actually do it, we'll share it when we get back on campus. We will be walking together, because I sure do miss walking on that track. But think about it. If you ever walked the track or walked around, did you notice yourself observing and seeing things like you're just walking? And that's a mindfulness. You didn't realize it. You might see things, but you're just walking and it kind of goes out the way. So these are different benefits that comes along with meditation, as well as the mind and body medicine. Lower our blood pressure. You're going to keep seeing it, and I'm going to keep saying it, because in the African American community, blood pressure and diabetes are high, and that's what leads to being on dialysis. When you go to dialysis, I know that some of you might know, those that don't, you get treated 3 times a week, whether it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And some of you may have experienced it, or may have family members that have gone through this. So you definitely want to take care of yourself. Lane, you're not in front of me right now, but make sure you take care of yourself. Our emotional health, decrease stress, and improving our mood. We just want to feel better. Music makes me happy. So when my class starts on Tuesdays and Thursdays, my sociology class, we start with music, and they DJ. I started out playing my music. I guess they didn't care for my music too much, so I let them DJ, because I was listening to the Gap Band and Frankie Beverly and Parliament. So they were like, all right. So then they started DJing, and they actually come on early, and that's our little form of meditation. Class doesn't start until 9:30, and they are on at 9:15. Sometimes they beat me. I'm like, class don't start till 9:30, really? But they come on, and I'm like, who's gonna be the DJ today? And we just sit. I'm not doing anything. I'm taking roll and listen to the music, and that brings the mood. And depending on the song, they're writing in the chat, hey, yay, and that's about all the comments that they write. So here we are, right here. We're in the present. Your body is in the present, wherever you are. You might be sitting down. Again, I don't know if you're standing up, sitting down in the office, wherever you are, that's where you are in the present. But where is your mind? Is your mind over here, thinking about what you got to do after this? Or is your mind over here, thinking about what you didn't do? This is where we want your mind to be, right where you are. And, just let that other stuff go for a moment. Do I need to send a note to such and such to do this? I need to be texting. I need somebody to pick this up. Oh, this is what I need. Can you? I do it too. That's how I know. I'm not telling you nothing that I don't know. I do it, and I try to stop doing it. Sometimes I just need to be right here, and just bring yourself right here. So right now, let's just take a breath. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. Now we're getting ready to participate in what we call shaking. This is another technique. I figured I used my other grands in the other picture. Right now, this slide, I'm using my other grands. I have this Kayla and Keon. This is the one that told me I need to calm down and not rush. This little Spider-Man right here. Now, shaking is a form of meditation, and it's an expressive meditation because we're moving around. It's one of the oldest types of meditation. When you think about chanting, singing and dancing, that's the form of meditation. So what we do with the shaking, it helps us to get unstuck. whatever is on our shoulders, you know, I've heard people say, gotta get that monkey off my back, or your shoulders get all tight. We have to be unstuck. And to get unstuck, we want to shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. We're going to shake it out. When stuff is in your mind, in your body, you get all tensed up. Those that got sciatica, I've been there, and it's gone, and I'm not going to get it back. So I'm going to shake. I don't want it to come back. So we have to keep things moving and try not to rebuild it, because when we get angry, we get stressed, we tense up. We tense up, and then you just got to relax and let it go. So we're going to do a little bit of shaking because we can't be stuck. We got to take care of us. And as Dr. Williams said this morning, that's number one, us. We got to take care of us. So we're going to practice taking care of ourselves, you, so that we can come together and take care of us. And then we can go out in that community that she was talking about. But I can't go out in that community and I can't work with you until I'm taken care of. So what I want you to do, if you don't mind and you have room, I want you to stand up. You stand, I really appreciate just stand up. And with the shaking, I know a lot of us, when we hear music, we're going to move all over. But just stand up and put your feet on the ground, space a little bit apart. And when you hear the music for the first time, you'll hear drums. And I want you just to begin to shake. And you're going to shake, and it's too bad you can't see everything, but you're going to shake starting with your legs, and just bring it on up to where you're just shaking. But keep your feet grounded on the floor. Just keep your feet grounded on the floor. And when the music stops, I want you to just stand still. Okay? So we'll just do a few minutes of this. That's right, just shake. Move your legs. Let it come up to your thighs. Try to move the hips and the stomach. And the arms. And it's easy to close your eyes, just do that and just. And keep your feet still, just shake. Till your whole body just take it loose. Unstuck. And just keep still. The next time you hear music, I want you to just move. It would be for dancing.
This is the fun class.
You're supposed to be still.
I can't help it. It's the fun. It's the fun workshop.
Appreciate it. But just be still right now, whether you're sitting down. The next time you hear music, I want you to move and just dance. Sometimes we stay away from saying dancing because some people won't participate because they think they can't dance. But this is not about dancing with the stars. This is just moving to the beat. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. Can you hear that? Now you can move, and this one you can move your feet. All right. How many of y'all believe everything gonna be all right? We just don't worry. Whew. So how you feel? How you feel in between all of that? From the shaking, the standing still, and then moving again. Just some people want, a few of you want to share.
Love it, love it. Feels good.
Feels
Correct.
great.
And this is the one that you can, before I forget, you can do this with your kids. They love it. I did this with the other two kids. We did it with the whole family here. Oh, they loved it. They were moving. I mean, and it helps them to just, even though we see them moving, it brings them back to. So you can use this lane with your kids, the whole family. Just I'll find a way to share the name of the song. Well, this is Three Little Birds, and the other one I will send a link, and just, or any drumming music just for the shaking. And you just share with your kids and have them do that. I know my son, with his son, when he was over here, I noticed when he was getting antsy, he told him run up and down the steps. And it just focusing on that, moving around. When he came back down, he was calm. So you can definitely use this with your kids. Anybody else want to share how they felt in between, especially when you went from the shaking and just stopped? You could kind of just feel. Okay. And
kind of euphoric, Belinda.
huh?
It's kind of like a euphoria, you know, after getting up and excited, you still into it, and the music is relaxing. Remind me of a beach and a drink. So
Forward to back to those beach days. Yes, yes.
no, a foreign beach, not these East
Oh
Coast
no,
beaches.
no, that's what I'm looking for. I had my birthday, I had plans to be out of town, and it was just like, oh, so I know what
I need somewhere I get in 3 feet of water. I can still see my feet.
there you go. And you can do a lot of meditating out there, definitely.
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
And for the last, I wanted to make sure I got to this. The last, we're going to end with another form of meditation. I was in Professor Epps' last section, and he talked about positive affirmations. And that's exactly what we're going to end on right now, loving kindness meditation. But before I did that, did anybody else want to share? Because I can't find my chat. Did I miss anything in the chat, or did everyone just speak? Andre, were we okay?
Oh yeah, there's a lot going in the chat.
Oh, I mean, if
People
it's
responding,
questions,
people just responding to what you're giving up. I think everybody's enjoying this workshop. People
okay,
are asking,
okay.
people are asking about the drum song. So you said you'd share that.
Yes, I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna send it to somebody that can get it out.
And I did hear from a previous workshop before this one that these videos will all be on YouTube for the college community. So you would be able to find them on YouTube.
Okay, definitely. So I will make sure. Oh, well, then the song is actually embedded in the shaking. So I would definitely give you that. So we're going to end with a loving kindness meditation, and I'm just going to use the script for time's sake because I don't want to go over, and I want us to get this. Loving kindness starts with us. Again, all about us, all about me and you. And so we want to take this time. I'm going to say a phrase, and I just want you to repeat the phrase. So just get comfortable. You don't have to stand up. I'm standing just so you can see me, but I want you to just repeat the phrase. And again, like I said, this is the loving kindness meditation. This is me and my sister. I chose this picture because I thought about, after we say these words, because we're going to be saying certain words, this is a perfect picture of how I felt all 4 of these words. Sometimes you might feel happy, sometimes you might feel safe, and sometimes you might feel healthy, and sometimes you might be at peace. But the often, are you those all the time? Can you say you were all of those, all 4 of those phrases all the time? But this time right here, I know that I was safe, I was happy, and I definitely was healthy. So that's why I chose that picture right there. So get in a comfortable place. Close your eyes if you want. I think it'll be, again, that helps us to bring about the focus. And just repeat after me. May I be happy. Or you can just say it to yourself. You're thinking to yourself, may I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. And I want you to just think on those words. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. Now we're going to change it and say, may I and everyone else be happy. May I and everyone else be safe. May I and everyone else be healthy. May I and everyone else be at peace. May I and everyone else be happy. May I and everyone else be safe. May I and everyone else be healthy. May I and everyone else be at peace. And each time you say it, think about these words and what they mean to you. May I and everyone else be happy. May I and everyone else be safe. May I and everyone else be healthy. May I and everyone else be at peace. And one last time, let's try to say it together. I'll say it and you repeat it. May I and everyone else be happy. May I and everyone else be safe.
May I and everyone else be safe.
May I and everyone else be healthy.
May I and everyone else be healthy.
May I and everyone else be at peace.
May I and everyone else be at peace.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda.
Thank
you. Nice job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
Thank you, Belinda.
Thank you all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. It was a wonderful workshop.